so invigilator no emma ne kwan na onkonko ne ho yie no omra meto aso yese vigilator is da me ma onko na me ma onko chena abayo si se vigilator foforo duru honum na wonum ya abayo anu adom na wosere ya yedene call girls dormitory ya ewo Mankasim Senior High School honum a abayo no kwose ne ho pension bi huro ne ho a ye penta de oforo di free fie ebre no ma o hye ye nyame anim ya rosem na yentie o kirekire ni ya wode abayo anu ekoye ni nchiremu
Samena me teacher ni ba ye exam center and BC ni mistake nti ba yeso de enkwara ba na yeti canteen ho mu nti yeti woni hu se canteen fo ni din ko so wase no ho na me ko me bisa one canteen omo moto aden se aden wa fe no ho ana na so we gya no ho nti ma ye nyina ya me staff peni ba ko me sai for ye nyina ya nti na ye di ho abobu at ye twen se ye be hu akwala no na ye bisa no bibi no mo se akwala no mo de ko girls dormitory ye twen get to 30 minutes na akwala no mba so we rush me say no me say for ye ko ho girls di ho so mo fa akwala no bra no ko exams no akwala so mba because osu wa fa wa photo etegu no eti only the girls dormitory students no obi e man na check student check na this your schedule exams for home amode man no nti say akwala ye de no say akwala I exams ni mrebi enu wa chese akwala ne yem ka no anase obegya ne no obedwun so ayam pene no so okọ is different from say aka 30 minutes my yapon eno ne different but so obegya ne nan anase okọdwun so say ma no kwan oyo oba so mo ama na anya isa de mo nyina immediate and there for now ne nim ne din but all ma we try to omo wie ya pese ekọ ho no kura no omo prevent here omo am please akwala so ma camp no ne mate na akọ so omo de akwala ne exams for ho wa true exams ne
mama na wo for santi
your friend headmistress school headmistress ya mama na
school ben
okoma Matthews B Mankasim Matthews B teachers concern me teachers omo try dem ya prompt my teachers so eni abre mo ne nam ho pa mo ni abre enti
yeti se ni o hanso nyi no
me nchira de okra
enti otumi throw exams no otumi throw wie
exams no later na yakọ fa no baaye we also so on betro enti no so we have to cycle say ne kasa na oye yi na obetno na ede no ko isa ede no ko akra no teacher omo invigilate business say omo hwehwa no mu hu no yes we got this mo hwehwa abofra no mu hu no and I can say na esi so they were even shocked either they are true omo nya we and so omo ya we no they were shocked but at the end again also
we be fiakwala no
can say say one man no kwan o catch teacher go say o catch madam bi no o share madam no say madam share pink top I say orange or pink color and all kinds of madam no teachers or madam for we notify the kind of teacher or yes I did yeah report to my CS omo ina CS student now around and a police in our world center no ya report am wanti ya share near ABC that's why I from say so that next time such incidents will not happen or your bow small girl what hano madam I say
we dey need you
same
which are there
be fikrum
masa na enya manko you see or your student on sadie bi won ma oh yeah
student or your pupil
ze onyandu SHS okra na ze so basic ndi order form kra so hwe na wo chro sebe obechro so hwe wa mese oba bejo no kwadi ze sei wa ma wanya din bi atane ho zei nyame ne yebo
nka no betimi akobi
empire ne yebo se yenkote se bia wode ani wuo ni ahomete akofa aduro ana wa ye ne ho bone visa
so we afa de ani wuo de ani afenam
na sebe ya na
yesa ade ato abaya ya de ketoa enya de
ketoa kwabena enya de ketoa
na we kwa abaya no ko timi pass so hwe ne kura nya me do no pa
so when the so
me kan
last paper na o ye ne sa o se kan hihye ne ho se wo tro so hye no o se opese okogunsu opese okwa ne yi wunyini ni adi na
anu ntina mo wo ho no
na enye trimodi mro so sa ma obi baja ne na egu ne ho dia
ade we nso de duru ba bia wo break na enye yi ye na ye nipa ye nim edu moano edu ba bia ebeje wo nsem
per scripty
ebeje wo nsem
anya sa je ni nsem opa ne chew eche
me pa kire say ade na ehye wo na AP
yes
moano edu ba bi no
na wo kra wa system no internal system no kra na wo ha no
you see
ade no nyame bo say eduru mere bi a menu amra nyankopon onyamfom so wahyehyɛ ade ne sɛ eduru me bi antina bi wɔ hɔ a wote hɔ a wankasa tumi hu sɛ wada deep sɛ den wotumi sɛ dwonso de wa wo sɔre enti sa akora no wo fili sɛ bibi sa wo pɛ so ɔkɔyɛ a wo de woda sɛ wadi nachi ane enim sɛ ma nso wɔ hɔ enye mema nko na hwe nkoda no so enti se oba no obi a wo suspect na akuya ye oba wo hwe nkoda no so bi mani ni na chi
jane mame
mani ni na chi
wotimi aye tiri mo
di
se ma obi baba
akoda we say se de ofata ka nyame amoa akoda yi pa e kyena bi no ye beti asem foforo ma me kura me te ha kura no ye ma feri ama no sabu yankuda na yankuda na the university for ina bebe mo apo university cry we say e bo apo
teacher ni kura yes aba kura na pon kura no so
e mi ja papa ntina na me nya echa fora me tuma na o ma ofata na wontima se no enye ade bi wo ye nkura sesem
on say just we ye
nti o bank aba ye ne sa enye over
enye na nkwada mu kura
na sabi wasifo no ne yi for cry mo
me see university cry e bo apo na no wonder o mo ko law school for lawyers o mo so mo ko han o mo fairly nye demonstration o mo de ye ya aban hu o mo so o mo samra
o mo pass
what ya say o pass o pass an ge fairly o pass an ge fairly ade ye pass mass da o pass an ge fairly
ye be je no na
ebunya nkura no mpom adre nya adwuma no akwa no mua na so okọ ba bi aba ma ne nkọ na de waye ma fale ma yi nkura
nyame ni be
di pa school ni baje
erade hu ye nyina ye mobo ebusuafo ye to aso na ye free Central Region one years Western North eye bibia ni ene ne mpotamo arahosema yensa ka ne ne day kire sa baiwa wadi mfie aduonu mienu ababa wakohia ne nkwanhia wuo a ya homete papa wo se bibi agu ne nipadua mu te se ye nkrusankruse bi kire se rashes bi agu no nti okọ pharmacy no akọ pedro ababa we ni di de Rita Mensa ekọ pharmacy shop bi a yentimi fa ne din tudwa ewo bibia ni so okoto aduro naja wo de akoye de agu ne honam ani prekesen no emu na se bi kura bema ni bia no mo a na ebi wo ne ye mo a ahye afei pharmacy attendant okoto ne wo ho ne se de agu wo gisa me wo opane no no akotwe no ebi frafra ye di gina baba wei pane kogu ni nipadua mu se krono me ho embasabasa na team wawu Retamensa nua e wo nsem ni nkyire mu
me ni aketwa ene retamu wa de wa free mu no na ajuada no ane nyante ye se wako pharmacy bi se wako opane na ka pharmacy wula no opane ni we akire na hu so wa emle so ne hospital ba according to doctor report no be do na wo free nti ye roset ne ko government hospital so ne be push mo temti mo chere man fa no to wa bla amane ba me no ade che nkuya da no doctor ba se obeye push mo tem na oye we confirm say e pande no mum na ama akola na film person ko pe ensure na mo de bi efe no nanka afa sample so hu ni say pande ne poison straight kana se ko fi dia na say but according to doctor no say o ma pare de brush na sele ho enti o ka say o tremoja na say so bi kula afa sample na o timi na correct answer na open no enti si asam no akoye asam bi ase akoye asem kakra fine because weta akola wonyini afino onye mfie aduonu mienu 22 years wa bi years ya afina okuta ya okuta na wore se wona ma wo pe djuma ye amna da ro manka fa sa se kon bi kula bi man nesa ene se akopi ro bi akopi
we ene Retamensa arahosem asi ewo bibie ni ye ne nua ba ma panyi aka kire se pane na ye de wo ne nua no gidi se se ne ni mogya nhia o sa ye dan yu na pharmacy assistant wo na atwe pane prescribe adura ye mfa ngo bi ama wawu adani process am
abusua yanto asoe na yemfo ye ne nkyerem nso ewo amanse Central Mensinim wo Asante Mantem Hasei Assembly member ya wo honom eye wonabo apia kubi wono na wane nsamtwerofo adi nkomo na wo kyere se omontia de bi asenade no koso ewo honom a ne nyina ene se wo amanse ne mpotam honom a enkanka ne se Twapia Senior High School ne wone tete honom bensa no bo ho ne se obi apagya ne hwene kosoro na di asem nie saa adane yeso mahu se obi amu da ho a ne amu no pampa no si aginsam wo ho no aka ho ma kyere se ade hye no kyere se we die omusuro efiri se somuntimi hu se bia nipa bonfo no wo mo wo ho no mo ye saa de no anaso mo de ni firi baabi ne ba ye obi ane asem wo ka ne nkyekere mu a ode ma yente wonabo
Omini se enura be no miensa ho no ana menya akọ Twapia SHS teachers ni mu baako ana waka jenzo na wo mo hu body bi eda ye nkwanta yi so ha ene nti mi dimnika e ba behwe ampa be na abrante kwa bi a ni mfie no be aduasan miensa ko de aduasan nsia 36 years eda ho kwati ahwe nhyɛ no na se de na body na ye na se wa hia ye tumbi nti na ye nim
ye hwe enso na omfiri mpotam ha ba bia ye nimu bia wo ha otisa eni tie ma de da posifo enam se ha eye jurisdiction ye Jacobu nti ye free Jacobu aposifo ene nyame no mo bai to mbe hwe se de na de ne tie na wo so mo ko free environmental for nto mo ka so mo ko free environmental nti ye tena ha ya ama mo bai nyame o mbe spray ha ey se de na ha pampan ne si tunu ano na jese ade a ya homete pa nti o de nro ebe spray ha kama bi se ha ye bia asukufo etwam pa suku nani ankola ne so etro BC high center iti ama nipa wa ha pa na yenim die ye a body ababeto mantem ha agofa sa ha we abred
we assembly member ye wo twapiase ene ne mpotemu na yenuanum bi so otete honom so kasai
nyasam ketua enra ankola ntima nkonsu mpo umatima ntima nkoto aduane ani akola ba ko ne yetwam ye cent no ye ba Sunday anwumre ti Monday anwumre ne 10 cent se si abo bi na ewuda ha ye ya ne hu ade kro enti enra wia na akola ba ko so odwonso ama de so wurwem kakra o so wurwem na okuwu sa de nda awuri afra anwumre akola mpo chese ye de kro hospital asem ko ntimi tro ehu abono chebe hu be ma oda ho a o hwe ti akora osuroi pa anya sem kitua teme da ya bebi eda no ben ti ho ne twam ko ye bibi ho ne twam kro so ko center eti ama ye bre nkwala nsuro ebon
kwa de yam wan we bi kwa ebi ko isi dampo wa se ye ko enu de ba ya abadesa
tiji se den na beti
owi a obi na kwaku na fini baby no abato na kono ase omunya hint se bia bibi se wo kwam ntino mu huru to ase enti no ye ne problem bia wa ase ne sa basa kwa bi nse okuru mu ase da
bia si ne de ne haya ne awo ya haya ne atena nyini saa to ye nkem se kura bi nto ye da eni papa ne ni bi as ye hwa ba bi ade ne wo na krom ha kra na ke be hu ne ntampa wo hwa ne papa afo na aku na free baby no ma be na to ya ne nipa ne ye hwa no kra ye ntumi hu baby a ofri a o ma be na to ya sa
we adesie bi ya ewo twapiase enkanka ne wone ya oteben twapiase senior high school onsu ya osunu bi eno no
ya nto akasia ne so na yenko yanim sadia wi akasia no yade to manim se enanu ya da pon da wi a wi ase amansa nyina yayidi asi wonom na yade bo agana bia ho dawuro si ho World Toilet Day na enumu no na mrasho jafie mu so ho nkomobo ene senka kakra akoso ewo honom a na mrasho jafie won ko asetena mu na wo bo ho nkobo no waka bibi kakra dia fa na onu wonyafo Amidu Isaku ya wo ye mrasho jani di mo manfo wonum ewo sala apuye abato mpasua so sa ye so afa be de kira wo hwe ahunidi ensam so Deputy Minister for Sanitation wo de nkrata to ho ewo efa janan bia nsam ani ade eho mrashe odafiem anu a kirekire mu kakra bia mu kwane aban no peso ofa so na afei eye mountain so na yankrofo jani ade open defecation ni ade no yete so anase ebre no ase ewo manga na mfiri se enye supa enye su a ebebo manga nko ne o mampuntu se ne mbre mu pa utimi twam na ebi kura adum behu ase polythene bag bi ya chechire da honom mo adwen nya o se bi obisika befa de emfa ya na ya rosem ya atete sempa binum kura suku dem ni o ko ya no oja na so basa sa nti o kire sa ban ni abre sa ne ma no ye pese ye hwe na ye ka ho nsem ye o manga na me yentie no
and hygiene for all and end open defecation. Paying particular attention to the needs of women and girls and those in vulnerable situations by 2030. There is the need to guarantee that all our citizenry have sustainable access to sanitation. This is the import of the theme for this year's World Toilet Day observance. As a ministry, we are heavily challenged not to relent in our effort in dealing with the numerous challenges affecting the water sector. For example, a World Bank country environmental analysis conducted in Ghana has shown that the cost of hygiene for all from inadequate water, sanitation and hygiene is equivalent to 2.1% of our annual gross domestic product. The economic impact of poor sanitation in Ghana is enormous. Poor sanitation can impact negatively on the tourism industry in Ghana. It can also affect businesses and play an influential role in determining where investors channel their funds. Mr. Speaker, In concluding, I would like to emphasize that addressing the sanitation challenges will require partnership, commitment, and collaborative actions. I therefore seize this opportunity to appeal to us all to show our solidarity with the global sanitation movement and extend our hands of collaboration in achieving SDG 6 target on sustainable sanitation. Let us all utilize World Toilet Day 2021 to enhance our focus on volume toilets and ensuring sustainable sanitation in all our communities. Together, we can make toilets and proper sanitation accessible to all.
Ononyamfo Amidu Isaku anusi ya na kwada so abato mbesia so mrashe dwane ononyamfo Kingsley nya konsodia de srede ma na nanom sa da roma nei ensase nyina da wonuma bam enti ye kan ye kafunu ye kama adampa nanom so da roma ya wonum momoden na wonum nyimia mia bi nsi wonom a kwa akoba se ye janabia wonsema na ye pe baby de ye janabia de amomanfo a eno so enkonkoye asemo a eten
la authentication na manfo amoja omonan ewo Abantino at the Yarene Namabone and the Bre Nipa and so hey communities account. So my point is of course some constituencies and I say some districts who say if you on baby a Nipa no crampono or more Bejaman and Ibino. I am for no more tons as in baby out by Obesa Biano. So now me say I am for no say at least I will make a provision for Bia a bit me, maybe Bia Nipa a Benjamin. We say about a modern area, say households, the Benjamin Bia household Bia Benjamin Beja or Monai or share this year budget and the saving captured Greater Kumasi, Greater Accra. Area, then is captured, but in your land, or beyond my Biam coins, for example, Obako community be Pogocrum, Obako nominal, a man for a year Mawaho, a mobile Juma on by young tea, a be Pama dear, a be Toma dear, or Montio. Nasani Pacon on near Fulcana or Bayadane, or ever no Soko. So that is a concern, I will say addressing. Sankasasi or no man, and get me again. That is number one. Number two, your private people are almost I see a Janambia. That was some of the areas, no. About quite a small area, they say, Cocode, private people, or my day, or Mamasibio. But, and I do no, and then ministry, for example, local government, sanitation, and water. Then I'm betting me here to ensure say what's the dime? Say what's the BI say in year 9. But about 12 hours say oh this stuff one go. If on the bed then or say to me and for so assembly no I can say no quite say this upon the but they still do it. So into say to me
Dr. Kingsley Nyakonka ana yatia no nanusi ya ana mrasho jani di mo manfo wonu mu oda fiama busi isa wononya for Sebastian Sandari wonso nsam ya wode atudwa efa kan wose kambo mu ne nyina to kese na sabe yifuo no adiasa ne miamiafo no ya shepete yi nani a esu obu onu ma osi nwura musa ande frama fa ato ho ne ade ensuo nchen kura de na yi breeze na eba na kama osi nsamfo sabe nti osi nyina ka bom ne yapekwa ne yebefa so na sa ade no yebetimi atu ase no ma animu ate
household latrine. Let's play our part in the COVID-19 era. And Mr. Speaker, this is very important because we know that sanitation and more so how we dispose human excreta is very, very important because it has impact on our health.
Yo, wenti no we yamrasho jani de mo manfo wonum ewoda fiama busi sa ononyamfo Sebastian Sandari wonso nensam ya wode atudwa no
Na ewiase nyina agya nan World Toilet Day ya ho asɛm ɛna Minister of Sanitation Mami Cecilia Dapa ɛkyerɛ sɛ afi etwa mu no ɔman Ghana kwa ho kyerɛm na nyɛ ɔman Ghana nko wiase nyina ɛnam COVID-19 ti mampani ekufu ado hyɛda etwa ntumasi ne bo ɛso ɔbɛma Ghana fo nsupa anom nsupa ho nhyehyɛ aban we ayɛ nti ɔba yɛ cholera yɛ adeɛ pa yɛn hyɛ dan TB ɛwɔ baabi a na wɔgye di sɛ nhyehyɛ pa ne tituru hohoro nsa ne deɛ keka ka ho ne ahonidie ho nsɛm a akɔ n'anim no ɛno na amana basa Mami abo aban aba so ɛsɛ yɛabɔ yɛ homɔden ɛwɔ man no emu na ne nyina mu no wɔ nhyehyɛ pa ntia
Sadie meka every say bi si ɔman bia so wɔ the whole world obetumi a mo amoyɛ mo abɛfo kwan a mo fa so a mo de di nneɛma akyi no wobɛhwɛ wiase nyinaa fa na nyinaa mampanyin na na adoda nkɔ akufo ado ɔno nko a na atumi ayɛ saa de adentia ɔhyɛ ahonedie mu kena ana ɔhyɛ mu den ne yɛhu sɛ ahonedie boa ɛma saa yare ekum nipa COVID-19 ɛso ate ɛwɔ ɔman yi mu yɛn nyinaa nso anim yɛwɔ ho adanseɛ ɛwɔ ministry hɔ efiri mmerɛ a ɔmampanyin na na adoda nkɔ akufo ado ba akonnwa yi so wɔforo abɛnwa yi cholera yare ɛfrɛ no cholera ɛne decent ɛso atwa ɛto atwa adentia ahonedie mapa ɛna egu so a yɛkyerɛkyerɛ ɛyɛ sukuufoɔ lorry parks drum offices nyinaa egu so dendenden eti nyinaa yɛnkɔ so na ahonedie na yɛgu so ɛyɛ no yɛnkɔ so ne yɛnyɛ na enim mu wɔ ɔman yi mu.
Abusuafo Mami Cecilia Dapa na sem ɛna yɛte yei na anso hɔ ara wɔto aso ɛsɛ afi botaye si ani so ayedi etu saa na mo no ene si edi ani ebesi ekwampa a yɛbɛfa so bro ne sɛ data collection na yɛtietie ɔmanfo ano asɛm ne yɛhwɛ sɛ de agyanan no ɛho nsɛm sitie besisi yɛkasa nipa bebree efie mu no agyanan ebia eni hɔ ya so nipa mpɛ so siesie ne ho ano yɛ ne ho yi a abɔnten ɛna ɔmo nyinaa ɛtena na ɔmo ato bi agu ɛno nso de ɔka yɛ ɛfa ahoni.
The World Toilet Day, which has been set aside that on the 19th of November every year, the United Nations General Assembly observes that day in the global community as World Toilet Day. This is to create awareness of the over 3.6 billion vulnerable people in the world who are unfortunate not to have access to safe and properly managed toilets. It is also to inspire actions to tackle the global situation crisis and help achieve the Sustainable Development Goal 6, which promises sanitation for all by 2030. This is in view of the fact that the health of all others within a community are threatened when people do not have access to safe water. The observance of World Toilet Day is important to us as a nation because as of 2018, about 59% of the population in Ghana depended on shared sanitation facilities, including public toilets. According to the Ghana Statistical Service, 22% of the population practice open defecation, whilst only 21% have access to improved sanitation and 8% depend on various forms of unapproved sanitation facility, such as bucket latrines. It is gratifying to know that the story is changing and access to safely managed toilets in Ghana is improving, though at a slow pace. Presently, about 84% of the Ghanaian population have access to safely managed toilets. However, only 1/3 have access to flush toilets. Poor sanitation is linked to transmission of disease.
Na Mami Cecilia Dapa no si ye no na engineer Harold Eseku wono nso de tu dwa kyerɛ sɛ wiase nyina na Ghana ha nipa 3.6 billion na eti oman Ghana mu a enya nsupa enom na numu no na wono nso kyerɛ na dwen sɛ ebra so sɛ ɛse ɛkeka yɛn ho papaapa na nsuo ani agyanan na ɛkoro sɛ be efie kora a yɛyɛ agyanan bia bi ofie ye wia ye bu nsuo gu so na sɛ woni nsupa a wode betimi adi sɛ adwuma no a na ukɔyɛ anase wo bai.
Since the day was set aside by the UN in 2013, the theme for the celebration globally is valuing toilets, and the national theme is Stop Open Defecation, Own a Household Toilet Now. Globally, 3.6 billion people live without access to safely managed sanitation services. 2 billion people use a drinking water source which is contaminated with human excreta. I want us to take note of these statistics. With a $1 increase in basic sanitation, there's a return of up to $5 in saved medical costs and increased productivity and jobs created along the sanitation service chain. Valuing toilets is critical in this day and age. In Ghana, we have all kinds of euphemisms for toilets, including Ejanambia in Chi, Niase in Ghana, and Banjira in Dagomba, which try to hide exactly what we are referring to. Talking about toilets and defecation are supposed to be preceded by Sebi, because we want to alert people that we are saying something which must not be said publicly among respectable people. Meanwhile, literally, we all go to the toilet every day, and the effects of poor sanitation practices stare at us in many public places every single day. And Honorable Minister has been talking about it, and the reason for us to change our attitude. It is time for us to value toilets and let our brothers and sisters appreciate the issues related to sanitation and hygiene and the need for us to value owning a household's toilets. Open defecation should not be part of our society if we do not want to talk about defecation in public.
Na ne krakra mu na santimanta mu soafo urasi mu no se mensa ono so kire se MMDs mensini ne nkropon akese ne nketo ne nyina emu ede sa one house one toilet no eba eyo hye upo ye de be adwuma.
Let me place on record that the significant steps taken by the ministry under the Greater Kumasi Sanitation Project, comprising 8 municipalities within the Greater Kumasi Enclave, is a commendable intervention to improve access to household toilets. This access, made available to deprived communities within a broader government policy of ensuring sustainable sanitation, shows commitment to the Sustainable Development Goals 3 and 6 on good health and well-being and clean water and sanitation. Ladies and gentlemen, indeed, it is heartwarming to learn that about 22% of the country's current population still practice open defecation, a development that, if not decisively dealt with, could hugely negate Ghana's efforts at meeting Sustainable Development Goal 6. Honorable Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources, the Metropolitan, Municipal and District Interagency Coordinating Committee on Sanitation, put in place by the assemblies as part of efforts to consolidate the gains made in the promotion of sanitation and hygiene, is undoubtedly one big initiative that will complement the implementation of sanitation-related programs outlined under the Greater Kumasi Area Sanitation and Water Project. I therefore wish to assure you that the Regional Interagency Coordinating Committee, on its part, will also monitor, evaluate, and coordinate activities to ensure that all the assemblies, especially the participating municipalities under the project, live up to their commitments.
We International Toilet Day ya ye DB o my Ghana ene asante memo sei ene ho nkomo ekoe
na ya na me twene ne ma bi hu amenti ase o se sa ade bi so me ha ye ho kura se ye di ade enti sabi watimi anya sika asi ebia 8 bedrooms wasi 4 wasi 5
o de no kura doso
enti ma kuya baby kakra bi na wuyi ade abo janan bia ma
sa dan no wasi amani ye na ya be no aduane ye di a eno so be kwa
wo nyansa se efie na wo kotene mu no ubenya nsuo wale pipe o free baby saa be wura fie ho enti sabi nti wo hu nyansa se enti wo didi wi a sabi wo ya hu ye enti wo so gise obi meka nkyerɛ ya gise afena assembly no be gina wo so se no wo be kasa assembly ne nye Ghana tomere bi o se ma ya adwene be yetere mu no
nyina wo de ma han
o de toilet be
eso be bia na di wa me kind news na me hu news bi sa me bu afukura
ni madam fun me botete
where toilet day
na woni de am abufun se nka enanso International Men's Day o International Men's Day tinka me ma da Janke ebetije mema so.
Bra mema ball Ghana has na nko se ye kan.
International Men's Day.
We am toilet e bebu afa mema.
Yeah da mo de begije so mo ashe da the toilet na be bata ho na jese mo de asa.
Ni go ntimi kan kese.
Toilet day. Eku agete go so ojije so International Men's Day. Toilet day.
Toilet day. I take a shine mo fa nche.
Ade yet parliament na sabi men kan kese. Na yanko parliament wala men kan sem bi ho sisi yi. Emra sabedwane de ma adesia ye wo Eketu North James Kluche Aveji ene wo pagya ne nsa na o se de asem o wasa pagya won se wa kire won se na ntimi ni bibia ka kan pagya me nsa na o se ha de asem a na o se me pese me busa kwa adwuma manu adwuma manu wo ho sa me wa ha ye nuanom na o mo kọ amono ne se o mo kwaje ntete abaye doctors ne nurse wo ha no o mo so we na o mo tro ye no hunsunsu aso na kwesi san ya no na mentie ye ntie amuan ya o de ma nan
it was released sometime in September, but I will not be able to give sometime in September, but I will not be able to give the exact date the results were released.
Honorable Mr. September which year?
2021, this year. To meet executives of their formed association to explain to them and appeal to them to exercise restraint because we were at the very last stages of when the board was being set up. They had come to me on several occasions and had pleaded with them. At one stage, I gave them 2 weeks. And luckily for me, we got a board done around that same time, before even the 2 weeks extension that I asked them actually came into force. So we did all that we could, and we were in close contact with them, so they knew exactly what we were about. Their major concern was the fact that when you write one exam and you don't succeed, you are supposed to write another exam. So the results are not released. For you to know your situation, you can't register again. And that was their major concern. But we gave them options that anytime the results are released, we can do late registration for them to get themselves to write the following exams. Thank you.
Following exams here, Obusase and following exams now work now medical and dental council no or how be pa na hon so me busa wasem.
Results released sometime first stage I gave them 2 weeks. But I'll not be able to. And luckily for me, we got a board done around that same time before even the 2 weeks extension that I asked them actually.
Honorable Mr. September which year?
2021, this year. Honorable Speaker, I must admit that the result delayed for some reasons. One is what I gave when I was reading the answer. The other reason is the fact that the governing board wasn't set up very early in course of the year. We had challenges with the third wave of COVID and timing and the examiners' availability causes that problem. Eventually, the board was set up, then we turned on the 3rd of September. We managed quickly to get the examinations released and the other processes that ordinarily follow the release had all been done. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Kwajima Menu. Also, for help on the home some so.
Yanko Yanimu na banka chepani de mo manfo awonu mo kwa
panier bi ani no
pharmacist na won panier ku no
abone panier bone
obi ade passe
we can know them say yem na be hand dada we so aso yem
abade o twa photo pose ojina filling station twa lota picture pose nanim da ho
ara ho semo
nanim na ho kra senko ye nipa
eku ya said that was na ho ye nipa
hanu wawu na
I for Mumra Facebook Live ne so ba
set ba go ko Kumasi
o se
me se bia bekom kura se bia ne Kumasi ya de kro bekom no ye kom Kumasi ya o ta to ne ma obi store mu pa ka to be pe life pa se no si gina on
life na ni ate
kwabra na se be life de obi anu a won pe o fa me ko no akua obi a pe life obi ani ate o
obi anya de pa o
na fa me ko no de odi be bo no
oh se de wo da sori anopo obi nka ncha se hohoro anim wa hohoro anim wutumu nsa wunya sika dibi na de machine se wo abranya sika na wo awu na wo kono na kwa se bi ti wo no afi no mete man
dabi
asempa me na me kam tro
dabi ya me anko anwumre
wo bata asempa na me wonsa wo kasa na etua wo ka wo
dabi ti
hwe wo ma mete ayahafo ayi fa ho ya den wo ma mete afafo ya den wo fata eti he bobra Brenya also man aponche.
Ultimi send ni sika be di be na ocho frɛ na ka chance ma send you sika be frɛ na nya no.
Gandi. Enye hokra no hwe.
Na
social media.
Mrs. say come we no so sika da ne phone.
Oh. Enye hokra no.
Wo be ndai.
Wo fa wo fa be di.
Yankwa anim. Na aban krat pani de mo amanfo wonum ewo kwawu afram plains atifi apuama ntem wo no nya for Isaac Ofori na eka say no kire say papa fo no amode ya monhwa moma no ni oka ya de mintimi nka no e ba beka na se nti o se ne bu afuo ya wo ka no abom kokko ne se o se aka ne no ane ase o sudie no kosi brimba ka say responsibilities na doso pa anti na papa fo ni dwane ne ade ne nyankropo adom mampani na adanko akufa do ne NPP aban ba yi onuma ba be yi sudie fakase no ade afiro no ene se ne o se free SHS nti se free SHS wona ni nyina achi o so nhwe oba ato ba sawram ne ade a ene nyankopon
afutu amede ma awfo nyina ne se yenti ani ni nhwe ye ma no ni enyai minisika ana ye tontoma akese ne mpaboa akese enen nso de yem papa nanado yem papa bawumi abonachi dom omode free education aba so bia take it advantage na otimi push na kwara bia titina ye ka se ma school kode ehun hia no enye nokre atwam ene wo na oyoba na oyobe mo pomodian ne ma akwara ne enko school ene yetia yehie free education aba akwara no pushing kakra otimiko okowie wabeye otitiru ene seden wanya ne nsa no adwuma wanya godi krata adwuma bia obetimi nya bia ye enti niame sra wofo ne se ye mani school konde ehun hia papa na me ka to aso nso se emerima mo ne ema wo a mo nhwe mo no ye be sore mo so nyame ebebisa mo enti me dia desrede atu manyim so mo nhwe nkwala no nyi abaye oman bapa ebibetimi aye nsankyerefo journalists engineers mechanics teachers nurses bebre abeboa ama onu ankasa atumpon na abusua ne so atumpon na oman na atumpon
ndie na otwe nso na asa yo dia hwasa na ye kansa no ate kwa Afran Plains tifi wonum aban kra pani wononya fa Isaac Ofori ana wode sa adesrede itu awofo anim sa adawroma ese mampani ye bia boa montim nso momode na monhwe na momboa
ena finance minister de o mayi esika ye de bebo konhoma afia ebesimu no ehun nsem kotudwa na ba ko abeye asem kese wo man Ghana mu eye toll ane agegye ye na yesi yetwam eye firi hokra na ye de asem ne tudwa said o man ne mra ne hyehyɛ tie no edi 24 hours eda ba ko ansa na ben na afia ye machi owia na parliamentarians na mra hyebedwafo no afia se akobobo ho we de amanesa ye de asem ne koto wa na nwumra ne yete yesi roads and highways minister atrop krata de abasa de akye ye firi nura na eba no a ma obi anko gina to butu bia mu ese wokogye sika nyame anim no kura ni nura mra hyebedwafi na pani kɔhwɛ Mr Speaker kura bufui ese oman ne wo mra obi ntimi mfiri baabi anaso sɛ wuntimi nsɔre amfa utumi emetwitwro oman ne mra animu ase oman ne mra bɛyɛ adwuma nti asɛm no a ye wura mu akwata ɛka ye no ɔntwe na ɔmfa ensan na no ɛna empia ɔwo adwe so ya onu kro ya ye esoafa be de akira o hesika sem so eye owura John Kuma onu abekire mu kire se to ne de enye se ya mo bi adwuma abɔ no ana bibi etisa ye se ye be re assign ne wo mo ye do mbekɔ ba bi foforo nti nye se abaya je obi adwuma se komo nkode no
road to na Africa na betia na road minister no otina Ghana mra any tumi ya be amana road minister and on the side so what should the tools act 1973 and as the 153 now any tumi ya the year road to mo hye nyina as road minister now no one tumi so the parliament no stand say be bia ye di road to on basis or who tumi wo mrem so be take administrative decision to suspend Mr. Mwanga so chamren ubetwa mrano mu dia ise wokɔ parliament and the authority to suspend na sunya budget no na wo ni tumi no wɔ mra na ɛyɛ road to mra ne constitution no or ho akwanya ne tumi and or the IS and the frontier, suspending all the road tolls in the country or own rights, so we take these decisions in my. Then we say, per se, him running through what they are, and the parliament pet, and the vote to me say, obey him running through. Now, so we him running here to manage the own minister. He can suspend it. The law allows him, Article 297 clause D of the Constitution, the Tolls Act, and man is to me. And Timino can say, sir, decision has been taken, and my EU tools are suspended. And also, the other one.
We ora ampontua tuma kuma dodo na friend John kuma ya wo ye mrahye bedwani e wo dweso ono kuro ya yeso afo abedi a kira o he oman ni sika sem nsem so ono na ekire mu senti a ekohia ye so ora mu akwata e kan ye se o mo atiti to boot mu nyina emfiri mu no na eno achi ne nso no nyese o mo adwuma abọ wo mo se de bi mo ka no na emum ye de o mo bekọ baabi foforo na o mo enya baabi enya o mo ani hyebra e ma ne so eso a pineapple ne kwadu ne bofro to giregyina ho no e se o mo so bebre o bi kura de o so koto ni kosua ne nansa e de beno an onim sade ne ba dasuom eno abọ ne so a wonya baabi mfamfa so no anaja wo yi ne wanwan ga na ne nwere wonya bibi de atodokunu bi ama ne medi enkoma wo ho ye koya ni mo no ye bedi
ya nkoya nim na akuya wo free no so no a adwo pontua kuma wo sa kirem se wa so afa bedi kire ohwe sika sem toto so deputy finance minister ana sa atuo bi no a yase bibi di electronic levy yade eba yasa ye ho ankrofo kra so mba hu demonstrate han titiru mobile money dia no emu nsam ye bebre na ese kra de emu nsam de obi se utimi maami aslo usu wasi se utimi send 100 Ghana kire se onye hia ni na obi nso bisa se na enya bia se 100 Ghana na obi na dia asoma me se memfa nkonko send ya enu media just emu nsam de asebu ye bebre aja ni nyina ya kaka na akwa wie agenkwa budget nti ya bagenkwa na ne nkwaje ni mu no na sa electronic levy no enso ehemu owura John Ampontia kuma enso kire mu kakra ye nti ai.
That's where the route was. Okay, if you cross the end time from Karosa to Mala, if you are a truck driver and you're using that route 20 times in, 20 times out, multiply that in a day. That's how much the poor person takes. But if you live in Nigeria and you are coming to town and going back home, please are going to pay any road toll. So the rich were enjoying from the road toll and the poor were paying more. So we thought that it was inevitable. So to scrap it and put it on something that can cover everybody. And that is why, in fact, the whole year, Ghana was getting 78 million Ghana cedis from the road tolls that we collect in our country. And so people have asked, what will happen to those who were working there? They will all keep their jobs. Nobody is going home. We are only reassigning them, okay? Nobody is going home because we have changed or removed road toll.
Ya dia tie ba bi ne edim hwe mo no mako musku akwa siam ade na mo se ye call cashless system na se sei tuo ye be ba ban na Korea gina ha wo ken wo se so send 100 Ghana na obetu ato no a se ne obechem na obe send 50 nyame ado kira was send 50 this also a obe send 70 no eja 30 na asemo ni nkyeremu no ankasa de nim se mre ko animu a ho nkomobo ne ade eba na ebenya nkyeremu yie se mobile money de ade no sende a udi kan ade bi to so dada se wo sende 100 cedis wo person pay 100 cedis papa a kira de 2 cedis to so wo a wo sende yete wo de okoye nsu yate no nti anu na chi no na we se ba beto so ana se mimi diam de beto so no de da ya de to so a wo mutete ne dada no anu mu no mbekwa akote sa wo mutu no de afre anu nkyeremu ne de ya twan bia mampani ni ha so onya ma wa akua mampani so ko UNESCO mo yin chef obeba 20 ne se yamba cha okay oba be kire mu ndi ne yanko yanim
na san komobo no mu na wodi wani kire mu ewo atifedo mantamu a wowura bi efa ne se Alhassan Agamani Ibrahim na yesi upo bi o kana adwene power tamale ne mpatamu a Agamania ana o se hwe wo do bibia se MPP aban wo ho o mu hwe bibi ye o tite yente na asema wakan.
So definitely to affect the economy, but the government has run out of ideas, and there's nothing to do except just to resort to some of these ridiculous means of raising revenue. We were told that we're going to move from taxation to production, but you are seeing too clear that we have run out of ideas, and the only way to sustain ourselves is through the tax. And that's why government know that this is going to affect everybody. But they just pretend and say, oh, look, let's push the people to fall, but let's pretend to suggest that we really care about them. And that's what is happening now. Otherwise, any government that perhaps cares about the people would want to think twice, especially the Momo component of the e-tax. So if we are able to succeed, I wish that government takes a second look at it and revise it, especially and exclude the Momo component of the e-tax, so that we will not be taxing it that much, or even raise the bar from 100 Ghana cedis to about 1,000 Ghana cedis. Boma will be transacting money around 1,000 Ghana cedis per day, to affect a lot more of the poor people. People are making argument of the 40%, but little do they know that even if we take one cedi out of somebody's 150 Ghana cedis, it's something. One cedi in the rural community means a lot, and so it's going to affect the poor people. For the rich men or the big men, what is 1,000 Ghana cedis? Some people go on lunch and spend as much as 1,000 Ghana cedis just on lunch, and it will take a rural person many years to be able to raise that. So whatever, even if it is one cedi that is moved from the 150 cedis I sent to my mother or I sent to my uncle in the village, they would see it as a pay. But what is one cedi? It won't make any difference to you, and you wouldn't even feel it. So already we are in hardship. The price of goods and services have gone up many times. The price of kinky that we used to know it's one cedi. If you go there now, they'll tell you that it's either one cedi, 50 pesos, 2 cedis on some occasions, and even 3 cedis in some food vendors. So people are struggling, and once you do that, you are going to increase the suffering more, and that's why people are shouting.
Alhassan Agamani would wani chiremu ewo tamalene mpatamu a we obi a waka na adwen pa na adese bi nso ye tete mpatamu nso ekasa kakra.
Parents used to pay to assist or support their wards in the schools through Momo or mobile money, and this transaction to be affecting the customers, you can see that that movement is just totally not good. The issue of being abolishing or removing of these toll routes and then bringing new taxations, I think government should have maintained the toll routes and let this taxation should not come at all. Masa, you can see that this thing is going to affect those who are poor people. Ghanaians, majority of Ghanaians are poor, especially in the northern sector. So if they are to tax this Momo customers, it will affect almost everybody.
To me, this type of taxation is a killer taxation, as I may put it. To the ordinary Ghanaian or ordinary citizens of this country, we have already embedded with a lot of taxes in this country. That is at the petrol sector or the petroleum sector, we have a lot of taxes there. And the government trying to burden us another tax on the Momo tax or whatever they call it, either electronic transaction or whatever they call it. It's unfortunate that we find ourselves in this situation.
Adisebia eteta malen samu awoka eno no anwumere wada roma unim se eyetietia ene sen eye bosseba electricals no ana ye kanfo ho asem na ye de amawo mesra won kane ho pemprade nyina se wutu akoton se wuye ne nkronkro ya no wahye ne nso bronya e ba siesie ufie ma wajapade no bo ho ban ye na bibia nya kama enkane ho nsam de kumase adum Oyerepa FM and Oyerepa TV ha na dwoso kase no ewo pieces antata akofo dan mu so ye ho no ma kire say hwani mu ye bo adwuma den 0541 125 339 0541 125 339 na waje so
budget ne nkomo no ani edie na agya yede ne nam tenteno ano afi yete abesim ekakra na kenkan mu ana na yete ya owura kenofori atakan say ya to bibi din a yede eba yede beso mabunu mu a ye friend say you start and say wuntimi nya ban adwuma nye de ebokola no tai no bi ede kɔ na say wa obetimi afiri unim die mu edo nsa afi bibi ase a aban ne twesika to wa wode beso say nipa ni nyina mu a ya to ne din you start na you start in nei owura eronkuma ya wachira de wakente apia menka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development Amstead oba yen kasafidie yen Oyerepa TV so na OBT agenda obechira na adwen o say you start ne bebu na onya adwuma da afa no awie school ukotam sika 100 million okra de manwa wan hwe yi a ode be yi afefede ama sika na hye obeto iPhone 13 Pro no achi no wigi ba no akoto obeto shoe car efe no akoto na hye enyuma bebre wo ho nso ya bia sofa sa enyuma ne hie sika kakra bi de apusi omo ho na omo akọ manim enti aban twa nani nkọ hwe enyuma no a ya tene dada no a eguo no ya nkran de no ese so obetam sika foforo e de akọ ma babunu bi na oboa ma wo mo agira won aso ni gira won aso a ombetumi ay employ nkrofo ama mo nso aye adwuma owura eron kuma
ye no krese entrepreneur no ye let me aye but entrepreneur ko ya fa so ya put up like I say una ko school we dia nye so entrepreneur skill bia e say entrepreneur nsa ye won kofo a o ma ye adwuma e bi o mo adwuma for some years adwuma ne entimi ntre aban me ndwindwe ho ne ko hwesa nkofo e de ne laki ntem o mo ntimi bi o mo adwuma say marketing o mo ntimi ne say finance o mo ntimi ne say skill bi no mo ni a aban hwe ko ya fa so e de betie ni wo mo ye me say by say ye no krese wonya say obetimi amboa ankrankre amomo ye adwuma ankrankre mo ye adwuma ye wonkofo bibia omo ye adwuma omo afiase a omo adwuma no muntimi ntie aban me enye assessment proper assessment enhwe kwa ye ba so obetimi za ankrofo no afemu etimi amboa mo adwuma mu abie na etimi amana ye kese aban fa plan bi ento hwe woni ade ba ko ha dwene pa say ye oma we say ye ni succession plan adwuma ye kese kra wa hwe na se nipa no free wa na adwuma no ku say there are so many schools almost a high level school Ghana ha proprietor ni wu ye no akunagu say e hosa aban utimi monitor aban de wo asem de monopol enam say wo page mama onkofo nti eduma ye bi o ma bia sa also nya interest don't think about say me ko start every day bia e ti o ma every day bia ye man ko first time mama ko start eduma na fefo what is this
we a lecturer ora Aaron Kuma apia menka University Amstead na wo chesa aban emphasize kan kwhye nwuma no a esafa no ankrankra de no egina ne na so a omo be employ nkrofo na emo de ono awie university a ono akwankwa waba sika woman 10,000 100 million kron she dan hu bi da onhuru de ono be ye obedi obeto bon straight obeto iPhone 11 Pro mema na so be pe car na wa pe chese
umbejeje ena amani bi so a omu wo ayemye no mbetete am boys no adi afine boys nso betete am guess o meni ne adwen on say nka e wo say yetimi identify omo atimi start na kakra and then wo push ni kakra wo de enkra wo mani
bo fatai adeni is very simple yen kan okrecha damfo ene say MPP aban yi ba mo kama Ghana fo nyina ate ase say amamu no mbebu no wo mo de ahoɔden kase no ebe ma ankrankra adwuma no ewai
say no mo de
ewahi
any you start na say
yet to omaimu na yes PPP aban no ne ankrankra adwuma ko no ebe ka bom na timi afa nipa bebre wa adwuma no magia yan ka no krantra ye ho
1D1F
no me wa ha wo de wonim kumase kura no kumase abu akwa emfensi kwan ya so kasa preko company limited na wo ho sa adwuma wo ho ye ne
o ma partner nya na o ma partner na o ma ya
masa ade na Pascal o yan ka no krantra damfo sa de no o mu ntimi nya mo nka magana fo ye ne nto so
nka so onye
ena mi busa se
enya nshase mpo
ya mahama penso a wode ayi gebi kram se wokoye koli asage ye fensen wokoye mpreko mo so mti bi da wote
na mpreko no mo we
sande o mo asemwa
ene na
yawa ha no my hair jeans kaya ye for hair jeans ko baba yara stadium
go donation 5,000 Ghana cedis
nya MPP abayan kam nim say high hail ye de kaya ye
sa sem de just say me
high hail no I wait
na me to hands water say high hail
na
so be it
ebusofo ye kai mo ese kai boni bebre aba
any one ya
classic continent no boy am yadi bronya he said siesie hu me nua aba siesie hu why na kwa ha bi na wutua bi na de a be boa kama wo scan no man nkasa ma what mesra wo bi ye bibia kama he say momo na abeto mu a ye twe ho da awre no he say wo scan nya fa bra obi amuwa wo any mobile money number obesesa no because obi amuwa because me mfa mobile money no ma e ma fa nkurujire bi ameto me mpa so na wo sunsu am be hit classic continent boawo nti pabi ye hu aduro kaka ne ade nyina ansam wawre ne ade nyina oba de uji hu de ayu mawre ne hwe what is here 0544 791600 why 0544 791600 na amai mumre munyini lo munzana ha amai ma biesu o ye ai no see use a clothing retail association ɛna ɔmo kyerɛ sɛ ɛma yɛ nie o yɛ nie yɛdan yɛn ho a yaba wopɛ force material force mpaboa Ghana nkoa na mpaboa a yɛhyɛ no bɔkɔ ne yɛhange mpaboa no wɔ grass mu na ntosa yɛdi ne gye na no gugu fam wie a na ɛna ɔmo kyerɛ sɛ force ntadeɛ ne adeɛ no nyinaa sɛ ɔmo sɛ ɔmo aba adum railway ɔmo bɛn police station no ɛhɔ no mo anti deɛ wohia bia tumirika kɔ hɔ wobɛnya baabi apake wɔ car wobɛnya baabi ayɛ wo ho yie afei susu ko gu nsu a oh ne nyinaa bi wɔ hɔ nti ka ho bra why bibi bɛtan wani so a 0244 469430 na me ka kyerɛ wo sɛ Madam Catherine eba yi unim enya bɔ Madam Catherine di pɛ mesraw prostate anwudwo yadeɛ ne diabetes no ne pressure nyinaa no maame agyina ne naso ama kyerɛ sɛ wɔn yɛ di danse amfɛre wɔ yiri nyinaa de afiri hɔnom ɛne yareɛ bi a ɛkeka ho na ɔsi yɛn kan kyerɛ wo sɛ ɔbaa yi what wɔno na wɔtu ɛtɛ ɛne ɔhaw bi a wonam wɔ wani ho no wɔde afiri hɔ nti Madam Catherine eye clinic ba yɛsɛ menti sɛ obi kura ka sɛ ne mani yɛ o da ɛtwam ɛne yɛ apam dada no mu ɛtwam kura no wa pɛn so tamana no wa yɛ adaka no na ne yɛ ka saa asɛm no but wɔsi yɛn kan kyerɛ wo sɛ waka ne blood tonic no Madam Catherine saa wonya bi sɛ ya menstrual pains bɛkɔ wɔno mu ato a wontimi didi branya wɔba no aduane mu anu ani abla no bɛyɛ aka enti yɛn ho na yɛ ho aduro buadi ha yɛ akoma se buadi no wɔ mesrɛw ayɛ sɛ gyina last stop 0278 62 ya no apɔse papapa no ɛyɛ kel charcoal toothpaste ɛno ane yɛde korɔ mesrɛ wɔ haw bi a wonam wɔ wanum takyerɛ ma wɔ se ase wɔ se akyi ne adeɛ nyinaa no ɛyɛ kel charcoal toothpaste wonya bi sɛ yɛ a wɔ se no gyina ne naso pimpim mo to man agye ban wɔ wanum na wate bi awe abɔ so ama bibia kɔ kama sɛdeɛ wosi hwehwɛ no babia sere kama wɔ Samara Company Limited wɔn sa no adwuma wɔde aba ɛno no 0246 864 798 0246 864-798 bla siesie wo dem why say ma no nya wura wo ha no twere ne kurukuru wo ko fati ko po bi si wo beka se manya ko me ba ma me frɛ me wo ma biem enti high sense yan kan kyerɛ wo sɛ mesrɛw siesie wo dem fridge ne ade blenders nom rice cookers nom kettle what have you ne nyina wo bo ma onsa ka bi ka ho watete so wo nkan yo mantam du nsɛre nyina high sense ba bia 0302 550 000 0302 550 000 high sense promo buy one get one free.
For yɛde enwuma ne nyinaa ensɛm ne ho da ubɔ no asi yɛwie kaseɛ no yɛn a mote yɛn kan nwumre yi ɛyɛ me akura sedu amene me nua mema
nana kwabena kɛse ɔberempɔn ɛna afei
social distancing ambassador of ata yɛkua asɛm
yɛasɛm
yɛkua ne yɛfiadabɔ so